Good evening, ladies. In today's video, I want to go through a number of coins. So I researched a load of coins from the top crypto Twitter accounts, all their calls, discarded any that I didn't think had extremely good potential, and the remaining coins that we're going to be discussing in today's video are the ones that I believe have some potential. So the purpose of this video is to kind of give you a surface level intro to some of the best coins that the top people on crypto Twitter are talking about. And then you can go ahead and do your own research on these coins and see if it's worthy of an investment for you. Now, obviously I'm packing my bags of Bitcoin, Ethereum and Solana for the next bull run, but I'm also looking at very low market cap coins that have huge potential. There are a few characteristics that I want to see if I'm going to be researching or investing in any of these low market cap coins. The type of coins that have been performing extraordinarily well in this bear market have a few things in common. Let's talk about Rollbit and Unibot as examples of coins that have performed extremely well. What are the characteristics that they have in common which has led to their enormous price appreciation this year? And then we can use those characteristics to potentially find the next Rollbit or the next Unibot. Firstly, both of these projects are applications that create or earn a huge amount of revenue. So Rollbit and Unibot make a lot of revenue. And what do they do with this revenue? They give it back to their token holders in various forms. Rollbit does it by burning some Rollbit tokens, like buying back Rollbit tokens and burning them. Unibot actually just distributes the ETH that they earn. So firstly, I'm looking for projects that are earning a lot of revenue or have the potential to earn a lot of revenue and that are going to reward their token holders with that revenue. The second thing that they have in common is that they're applications. They're not infrastructure layers. So an example of an infrastructure layer in crypto is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, but there's also Arbitrum, Optimism, all the layer ones, all the layer twos, they're all infrastructures. But for me at the moment, infrastructure, it's super saturated, and if there's no projects, if there's no products, if there's no applications that's being built on top of the infrastructure, then the infrastructure is essentially worthless. So I think in this bull market, the infrastructure has had it's had pretty much two bull runs, and in this bull run it's going to be dominated. The best performers are actually going to be the products. Finally, there's going to be products that people are actually using in crypto. Some other things that I'm looking for in these coins are coins that are fully distributed or mostly distributed. I don't want any insiders who had massive pre-sale, who have token allocations that they'll be able to sell in a year's time, where they're going short the token up until they're able to sell it. Now, I want all the coins to already be out in circulation, preferably. And the last thing I'm looking for is products that have good growth. They've shown that they're growing users a lot, their revenues are growing steadily, and that they have a large total addressable market, meaning that they're not too niche. Unless they're a really low market cap coin, like less than 10 million or less than $5 million, then they can be quite niche and still have good potential upside. But if you're just extremely a niche product, then you want a bigger total addressable market with these coins. So let's just dive into the first coin that I thought was interesting. So the first coin is called HILO, and it's called HILO because you can either long or short on-chain DEX coins, as well as a number of different things. So that's where the high or low comes from. So right now everyone knows on-chain coins, decentralized exchange coins are popping off, and people want to be able to long, they want to be able to short them, they want to be able to hedge their positions, but generally you can only do this once a coin goes onto a centralized exchange. Now, HILO gives you the option to long or short these on-chain coins using binary options. So there's no chance of liquidation, and you can just bet that the price is going to go up, or you can bet that the price is going to go down. So at the moment it's mostly used just for these on-chain coins, being able to long or short them essentially, but without any liquidation risk or anyone trading against you. But it's also in the future going to be used for real world events, so people can bet that, for example, the example they use is that, will Andrew Tate go to Romanian prison again? And you can either say yes or no, and there you go. Now, I did invest in this coin a while ago, and I sold it, and it's actually kept going since then, so I shouldn't have sold it. Nevertheless, I'm still interested in this coin. The revenue metrics are okay. So the revenue hasn't completely taken off yet. Their total revenue is 300k. So I do want to see a little bit, I want to see some more users actually using this product, and right now it's not there for me. Although this coin is doing quite well from a token price appreciation point, but yeah, potentially on a dip, and potentially if their revenue metrics get bigger, then I'll potentially look at buying into this coin again. The next coin we're going to talk about is DUBBZ, and this one I actually found even more interesting than HILO, and I think I will create a position in this coin. So what is DUBBZ? So the problem with Web3 gaming, like we saw the rise and fall of Axie Infinity, it was just the only way you can really get an economy that's growing for Web3 gaming is by either using a token that is constantly inflating, or you need more and more users for the token to not go to zero. On top of that, none of the Web3 games, or very few, have actually been very fun. Like there's only a handful of games in the world that are extremely popular. Like it's really a winner takes all environment for gaming. So to create a game that's actually played is like you have such a tiny probability, and to create a game that's actually fun, even harder again. So what is the DUBBZ product doing? So it essentially lets you play games that like are really good, or games that people already find really fun and already have a huge user base. The likes of Call of Duty, FIFA, I don't know any other games. I'm not really a gamer anymore, but you know, all the top games, Fortnite, whatever. And where does the Web3 aspect come into it? So essentially you can wager. So you can play to earn by wagering against your opponent. So you're going to go in a 1v1 versus another person on Call of Duty, and there's going to be referees, and you're going to be against someone who has a similar skill level to you. You're both going to bet $10 or $100, and whoever wins gets that money. A small percentage of that is taken as revenue for the DUBBZ platform and distributed to DUBBZ token holders. So people can actually play games that are fun already. Like DUBBZ don't have to create games that are fun. They can just use games that people already find fun and making the game more interesting by putting money on it. Like that sounds even more fun and even more addictive. So actually a pretty cool product. The other nice thing about DUBBZ is that you don't need to be a crypto native to use the platform. They can set up all the wallet, they can do all the blockchain stuff in the back end, and you just have a seamless front end experience where you're just betting against someone halfway across the world, and you don't even need to know that it's crypto being used in the background. So the only problems that I saw with DUBBZ is that I couldn't find their revenue metrics, I couldn't find their user growth very easily. So I'm going to keep digging for this, and if it's good, I'm definitely going to be adding to this position. But the other risk with it is that potentially this kind of thing could be integrated by the gaming giants that are already out there. But for the moment, DUBBZ seems like the only platform where you can kind of wager or bet and try to play to earn without some sort of inflationary token or needing a Ponzi like more and more people joining your platform. Finally, looking at the chart for DUBBZ, it has a market cap of $26 million, and as you can see, it's kind of in this triangle and hasn't chosen which way it's going to go. So I'm a little bit nervous to buy in right in the middle of this triangle. In case it falls down from the triangle, it would be a pretty significant dump down. So I'm just biding my time and seeing what happens before investing in DUBBZ. But yeah, $26 million, I think over the course of the bull run, if this platform gets popular, it could get a lot higher than that. Next coin on the list is called Pair. This coin is another kind of play on words. It pairs you with another buyer or seller of a particular token. So if you're like a whale in crypto, if you're buying and trading these on-chain coins, you can realize like the effects that you have from your trades. Like there's massive slippage if you're a whale trying to buy into a $2 million coin. If you're trying to put 50 grand into it, like the slippage is going to be huge and you're going to have to overpay quite a lot. So there's going to be a big, if you buy 50k, or if you're trying to sell out of a coin, it's going to be a big dump down, and you're not going to be able to buy or sell at the current price. Your trade is going to have a massive effect on the price. But potentially there's a buyer out there who's willing to take on your coins. If you're trying to sell, potentially there's a buyer out there. So pairs you off with this counterparty and essentially allows for OTC trades on these on-chain coins, which reduces the slippage. And also if there's a buy or sell tax, so if you're on chain a little bit, you've seen if you buy into a coin, sometimes there's a buy tax or a 5% sell tax. So using Pair, you also get around any buy or sell taxes that these on-chain coins have. This project is actually created by the same team that created HILO. So HILO, very, like, not very, but like moderately successful project. created by the same people. Again, just like HILO and the other coins I've mentioned, they do a revenue sharing, so they get a little bit of revenue for people using their products. Alright, so the last coin that we're going to talk about today, 0x0, another revenue sharing coin which has a lot of potential. Now, this coin has pumped quite considerably over the last month or two, and yeah, I was looking at it last month and didn't pull the trigger. Nevertheless, what does this coin allow you to do? The nice thing about this coin is essentially what the product does is allows you to trade privately on chain. So a lot of people will be wallet watching, especially like influencers or whales, like people with large balances. Or for example, if you're a whale and you have a big trade on chain, like a margin long or a margin short, people can see your liquidation price and they can try and get you liquidated, and it's all public on a public blockchain. So 0x0 has a uniswap, except it's all private transactions. Like, it's all private. You can't see whose wallet is doing what. So influencers who are pump and dumping, like, they don't want their wallet tied to, like, I'm super against people who are pump and dumping, but people will use 0x0 so they can dump their coins on their followers. So yeah, ignore those kind of scammers. People who are doing that are, not good people you want to follow whatsoever. Nevertheless, also just people just generally want to be private, especially people with large balances. They don't want people to be following their trades. They don't want people to be questioning them on whatever they're doing, and they don't want people to be able to see their holdings as well. So that's the nice thing about 0x0. But 0x0, like, it's a really competent team. They have a few products, like, they're using AI a lot, and they have an AI auditor which audits potential products that are projects that you like looking to invest in. So it can detect for rogues, it can detect for vulnerabilities in a DeFi platform or in any product, and just basically let you know if this is a scam or a honeypot or anything like that. Alright, so there's just some of the coins that I've been researching. Let me know if you like this style of video where I'm just sharing my research on particular coins. I'm not saying like all of them are super amazing, like gonna go to the moon, but just sharing my research, some initial intros on some coins that have potential, but not necessarily that I've invested in any of these coins, but just so you're kind of getting an idea of some coins that are out there that have potential. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.